Kenny there?
Nope.
He's probably somewhere where there's not good signal.
Bad right again.
Rico.
Come and chat him. Right now, he's just screaming into one of Jennifer's tits. MSJ.
One.
And he kicked me out of his server again.
Well, maybe.
Maybe you got him fired.
Travis, we hear that.
MSJ, are you there? You're muted.
I can't hear you, Kenny.
No, Kenny, we can't hear nothing. We just saw you in here.
Yeah, that's right. I just got the best handy in the world from Jennifer. I fucking made her squirt too.
I hope he compensated her for it.
I hope we could get a concert review.
I gave her a plaid fedora with a cum stain on it.
Like the one that he.
Yeah, that's right.
He wants to know if Trav has him on mute.
Can't hear you, fucking douchebag.
Wow.
Hi, Rob. Hi, Laurie.
Someone needs headphones. Or push to talk.
He muted that bot so it doesn't happen again.
Hello, you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, if my voice was working. Did I miss movie trivia tonight?
Well, yes and no. You did miss movie trivia, but you didn't miss anything.
Okay, I got you.
How long you have been doing this live stream thing now, Helen? Like 4 months, 5 months?
3.5.
Yet still your audio is...
Yeah.
It's the running joke.
Doesn't
Yeah,
help
without,
that I had like 3 accounts kicked off.
without that running part.
The running joke with my dad when he used to live stream was that he has this fantastic, like, expensive fucking sound equipment, but when he plays music through it, it sounds like shit.
Just so long as Opie and Anthony sound good, that's all we care about.
Yeah, as long as I have open Anthony clips, I'm cool. Yeah.
Travis, do you have every Opie and Anthony show memorized by now?
Just about.
Are they all straight off YouTube? You pull them off?
Oh yeah, totally. They have everything. Open Anthony, everything. Bill Burr, everything. Jim Jeffries. As much as like you might want to try and compare Howard and Opie and Anthony, Howard never got the consistent kind of, I don't know how you would say it, circuit of comedians that Opie and Anthony could get. Not that he can get good comedians, not that he wasn't, paving the way himself, but Opie and Anthony, that's why I watched them for, is because they had Jim Norton, because they had Bill Burr, because they had Patrice O'Neal, that sort of stuff.
It's kind of like Howard was mainly into. I actually heard you playing O&A the other day. They were talking about Howard, how they were kind of bashing, and they're right. Howard was mainly into strippers and stuff for the longest time, and porn stars. And he kind of did nothing. Then he all of a sudden vaulted these celebrities, like big times, like A-list celebrities now.
Right.
You just quit yours. You can't tell me to go get a job. Come in here and tell us why you quit your job.
That's called self-projecting, MSJ.
MSJ fucking quits everything. He, like, leaves the server and then he comes back 5 seconds later.
Ooh.
Can't make up his fucking mind.
MSJ?
He should quit quitting.
That's the only thing he needs to quit, is to quit quitting.
And quit playing Quidditch.
Maybe he should go play some quid down at the quitting store.
Favorite saying is quid pro quo. So was there a declared winner in the game show, or what happened?
I definitely ran away with it.
Michael Sachs.
He
Michael
got
Sachs.
most of the money.
That makes no sense. Someone is talking you in the first place. That makes no sense, kid. You're a professional quitter. You don't know how to speak
Okay,
English.
down on the hard guy.
Because you're drunk. Okay. Well,
I'm drunk every night at Mystery. I can still type okay.
Was that Helen actually washing his hands? No, that can't be.
No, that's not rocket. Sorry.
I didn't think so.
Anyone who's a fan of Jackass movies and all that stuff, and that there's actually a very, very decent interview with a lot of that. I mean, since he's not a professional interviewer.
He doesn't even talk to a lot of those cats anymore. Like, I don't think he talks to Rob himself anymore at all. And Rake and DiCamillo. I don't think he talks to those guys anymore.
No, there's the Rob himself in that episode that I posted. It's Pam Margera in there, but the Rob has done the interview with Rake John also. There's not DiCamillo, hasn't been there. I think he's totally lost it. I mean, whenever I look up his projects, and I mean they are such a shitty, I don't know.
MSJ, you coming in here or what?
he left.
I don't think I even have the bot in here right now. Yeah.
We're waiting for him to come in and tell me why he quit his job.
He was in here, but he left. He got mad because I was talking shit. He fucking quit.
No, he's still in here, server.
Yeah, he's in the server, but he left the chat. He's like another person I know that doesn't know how to take any heat.
So how was your day, Laurie?
Alright, I forgot to do the laundry, but whatever. I have another day off on Tuesday. I got my new schedule for next week, and for some odd reason they have me only working 3 days out of the week. I don't mind having a bunch of days off, but it's like they have me working 3 days out of the week, and it's not even full 8-hour shifts. They're supposed to be cutting down on overtime, not completely cutting people's hours into nothing.
It's a slow time of year for that business.
Actually, it hasn't been slow at all. If anything, it's been so fucking stressful, I haven't been able to think straight lately. We get the same amount of people being the same amount of fucking asshole, except the weekends, for some odd reason, are so fucking bad. But then our weekends just push on further into the week, and it feels like every fucking day is Friday.
He was trolling us. He didn't really quit his job. Crafty motherfucker.
Right.
Did he sucker Joe Trap too?
He gets very defensive after LED lays it on pretty hard on him.
I also checked my message requests on Facebook, and I told my dad that I wanted to talk to my ex, and I would like to have conversation with him. The fucker sends me like 6 or 7 paragraph-long messages, and he's not even talking to me, he's talking at me, because he immediately blocks me afterwards, to the point where I can't fucking respond to him. So I take screenshots of the messages, and I send them to my dad and put my response, and I said, since he wants to talk at me and not talk to me, you're gonna have to be the middleman, and we're gonna play a game of pass around the message, because somebody wants to act like a child.
Why do you need to talk to your ex?
Well, my sister-in-law gave him some stuff last year, and she wants it back because he's no longer family, and if she had known what was going on at the time, she wouldn't have given him anything anyways. And then I also wanted to talk to him about some other things. I don't necessarily remember. My dog is driving me fucking mental. She's been standing at the front of her cage whining since I let her in at 5 o'clock, and she won't fucking stop. I have to yell at her, and she's pissing me off.
Maybe you could take him to Judge Judy.
And now he's trying to say that she's not really my sister-in-law, she's my stepsister. My stepsister's husband was apparently trying to hook him up with his sister and shit, and this apparently happened after me and the kid broke up. They found out how shitty he was after we broke up. There's no way in fucking hell that that's actually true. And if I fucking say the shit to them and tell them what he's saying, they're gonna fucking blow up and not be fucking happy.
Sounds complicated. Is the professor being quiet tonight? Was he sleeping or what?
He's watching some TV show.
He must have been busy spatchcocking off all day, I guess.
Miss J's not gonna come in here, huh? 1008. 1008 has the most lines on a digital clock. You know how it has lines to make all the digits, like for 0 and 8 and 1, it just lights up 2 little lines. 1008 has the most digits in it for your like microwave or your oven. You're supposed to make a wish. 1008. Be the first one to call it. Now you can do it next time you see it's 1008.
What about 888?
Yeah.
Can you punch it in on the microwave, I wonder? Would that work or not?
No, it's not a real
MSJ's
time.
MSJ's about to fuck some chick in the ass, he says. Right now.
Yeah, I'm proud of him.
What's his name?
Do it, man. It's good. Good for you.
I think I was going on the turtle.
Good friend of the show?
Of course.
A good friend of just the show. Not a good friend in real life. When these mics go off, we go our own ways.
It's like roaches. I talked to Patrice on the street, though.
And cut.
Yeah. We never really go that... we never really talk about anything that in-depth on the street. It's usually we're walking to the same parking garage.
Yeah, because your left leg is just shaking to get out of there.
Is it?
Hey, Anthony, so how's things? I don't know. Your left leg is moving.
My car's up here.
Yeah, you start moonwalking as you're looking at your...
Anthony doesn't like spending any extra time in New York City. That's his whole thing.
That is true.
Show's over.
Get out.
He gets antsy if we're meeting about the show, and then walking to his car. If there's a little small talk on the curb, no, I got to get out.
I'm a get out of New York kind of guy.
He does a Starsky and Hutch roll right into this big
Yeah. I saw, speaking of only friends on the radio and not in real life, I went and saw Patrice at Comics very recently. And
the whole clan, too. The whole clan was there.
That's called the Philly Crew. And first of all, I haven't seen you in a while. Holy S. Are you just riffing up there?
Sometimes.
It's not. No, I
There's
bow
a
to you.
direction I'm going, but
I actually bow to you because there's not a lot of comedians that are brave enough to just go up there and riff. They got some general ideas. They're going to go some places. But to me, I'm like, he is just making this up as he goes, and he's killing. And they gave you a standing ovation at the end of the show, and I need to tell everyone that today.
I'll be honest, it was the crowd was. I'm not even, I'm not an ass kisser. I usually hate the crowd.
Yeah, sure.
But the crowd was ridiculously happy. I don't know what was wrong with them. It was almost like I felt bad if I didn't do well.
Yeah.
Sometimes you come in and you see some faces you don't like.
Yeah.
My new hatred is white foreigners. So anytime I see white foreigners, I go, good. I get to just maybe make them leave.
What, like French people or
just any white people that aren't from here.
Right. Okay.
They're just sick of me. They got that look, and here's what bothers me about them. They look at you, they don't understand what you're saying, but instead of being humble enough to go, I don't understand this language, they look at you like you're not funny.
Wait a minute.
Instead of going, I don't know what he's really saying, but they have a look of, this is awful. And I gave him a French accent, but it's all of them. All Czechoslovakians, and just their money's worth something here now, and they're just arrogant, and they just show up at different shows just to have an experience. But that crowd was ridiculous. That particular night, the crowd was, I don't know what was wrong with them. A Friday night, they just were happy to be there.
They were loving you. And the other thing is you sit the whole time now. Patrice sits on a stool.
What the hell, are you Cosby now? What did you do?
Hold on a minute.
I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you why.
He sits on a stool, and I'm sitting there in the audience, and I'm amazed by that he could hold court at this place, Comics, which is a nice comedy club. And he sits on a stool for over an hour and just has the crowd in his hand. That's amazing to me.
I started doing that from depression, but I couldn't afford not to do comedy. So when I was depressed, I just sat down and started talking.
It's like, screw it, I'm just gonna sit here and talk, and if they like it.
But he didn't get up once. He got up to leave the stage, and I found that amazing. I really did. That makes it harder, I'm thinking, because you can't really work the room and do the pacing, and you know what I mean, and get a little energy going. You just sat, and that just shows people how strong your material is.
It was good, man. I had a good time. I was happy to see them.
Yeah,
nice.
and then.
Maybe you and, Sweetie Puss could have came by one of these days.
It's in the Bahamas.
No, not when I was there.
No, this was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then the other observation, now I know how you feel when you're doing stuff for an Opie and Anthony crowd, because I'm sitting in a Patrice O'Neill crowd.
Yeah.
Oh my
There
God!
was only a few
Not
O&A people.
not many O&A people there. You know.
There was only a few.
And then, this is where I was leading to, friends just on the show, because then kind of hanging out on the sidewalk, and you and your lovely lady, thanks for coming by, and then you guys kind of just walk off. We should have ate together or something, I'm thinking. But no, neither one of us knew what to do. Neither one of us knew what to do.
Let me tell you how.
It was like awkward.
If I had a mic, I'm worse right now. Eating didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah.
Really?
Like, I didn't think maybe we should. I did the goodbyes, the 40 hugs. Everybody got 40 hugs.
Right.
Andy, Opie got 41. I made sure he was the last hug. Lindsay had a hey thing with my girl for about a good 5 minutes. Lindsay's like, how can you take that? You know, and then it's like, bye. And then we just say goodbye.
And then they sauntered off. We sauntered off, and we both wanted the same thing, food. I'm thinking I got to walk around with a microphone in front of me, and then we'd all feel more comfortable.
That's a damn shame.
Because
it's a damn shame, man.
Because human beings outside this with these microphones, it's very uncomfortable.
It's just
for
a
everybody.
professional relationship.
Yeah,
that comes off.
I don't really believe that, to be honest with you. I think you had a long night and you want to be with your girl. That's fine. Next time we're gonna eat though. We've been saying this forever. We're gonna eat again. We ate one time. We had a great time.
We was in the meatpacking district, so there was plenty of meat somewhere. You know,
lots to eat.
They're all about meat in the meatpacking district.
That was a good night, man. I was happy. That's actually a good memory. I'm glad you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that.
Well, I haven't seen you since, and I got it. Like I said, I haven't seen your comedy in a while, and wow, man, wow.
Thank you, sir.
You had the room, the standing ovation.
I'm gonna have to check out the Patrice O'Neill.
It was quite impressive.
Yeah.
And I love comedians like you that will make it up as you go along, for the most part. Like, you're brave enough to go, you know what? I'm feeling good, and I got something here. I'm going to just go with it. You went off on some tangents that had them in the laughing in the aisles.
Well, thank you, sir. That was nice of you. Appreciate that.
How was Atlantis, Anthony?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Had a great time. Yeah. Great weather the whole time. It's just so nice down there. Like, you just don't want to come back.
Isn't Atlantis kind of scumbaggy, though?
No,
It's not exclusive anymore.
No, there's this place there called the Cove now. The Cove at Atlantis.
And that's where the special people go.
And that's the place. Because that's where, they kick the kids out. There's a special area you go to with its own pool. There's blackjack tables like right at the bar next to the pool, so you don't even got to go to the casino to lose your money.
Oh, damn.
And
wait, I heard to lose your money.
Yeah,
Is that a bad one?
Oh, yeah.
How bad?
The dealers should be charged with rape.
Oh, really?
Oh my God. There's
Wow, really?
1,000.
Oh, in between
yeah,
that?
Yeah.
1,000.
Yeah.
Well, you got to let the folks out there know in general terms. I know you don't like to get specific, but give them something they can understand.
Probably a year's salary for someone that works at McDonald's.
How about you bought a new Toyota and just drove it in the lake?
Yeah.
Told everybody, watch this.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Drove it into the ocean, waited for a high tide for the thing to just float out to sea.
Toyota.
There you go. So you had
drove it into the lake. That's pretty much it.
So you took a hit. You took a hit down there.
Yeah. I've never seen dealers pull out more blackjacks than this time around ever in my life.
Yeah.
When do you quit? When do you go, all right, I lost enough?
Usually, I use the force. I just kind of get the feeling like things are turning and you got to leave.
The force would be Keith the cop, but
Keith
he wasn't around
there
to stop you. Usually has a guy around to stop him. Like,
now let me tell you,
to go home.
You didn't take Keith with you?
No, why am I taking Keith?
I mean, he would have just been all right.
Nah, screw Keith.
Is that expensive? That's not that expensive of a trip just to go.
No, I ain't gonna take Keith. I'm taking Keith. Me and Jill.
Keith and his woman. Just let him stay
Keith used to be your friend, remember?
He's still my friend.
Here a couple months ago.
He's
you
like
guys
my
were
personal assistant. Remember
Supercar Weekend? You guys were like Starsky and Hutch.
Personal assistant.
Now he's that. Oh, the help.
Now when JN comes in, it's just like
he's the help.
JN.
Don't need you folding my socks, dear gentlemen.
Could you just leave?
Is he still cleaning your underwear at least?
Of course he is.
All right.
Goes in, does my laundry.
Anthony's
He gets
trying
paid.
to desperately hold on to regular guyness.
He gets paid well.
You took a right turn on Better Than You Street. Better Than You Street. You took a right turn, and you trying to, from time to time, you look over at one of the guys' street, and they like, "Hey, Anthony!" It's like, roll the windows up.
Kind of keep going.
So blackjack tables right at the pool?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yep. I had a pretty
Right at the pool bar and all that? Right there. Oh, boy.
I had a pretty good bet. Nothing. I wasn't betting crazy. I couldn't get any traction at all. Usually, if you could get a little traction at the beginning when you sit down and build up a little pile, then you could play it. I really wasn't getting any. They were just raping me.
It helps the nerves if you can win early.
Yeah. You win a little early, and then you know you're at the table. You could pull back a little. You could then kind of change your bets up a little more. It's a lot easier when you win at the beginning than when you're fighting the whole way.
So this little place, do you have to pay to get in there, or is this a place where adults go to escape?
That's it.
But it's not a place where you pay already and then you're just in the cove.
No, you make reservation at the cove. You got to get a wristband to go to the pool area. You can't go into the pool area if you
you make
don't have a wristband
to go to the cove. You got to.
Yeah. You reserve at the cove.
And what time was you gambling? Like, what time is gambling time?
Usually after dinner, so 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, so the pool is open.
Oh no, I wasn't. Not the pool table, the casino. They actually have a casino there. But during the day, I wasn't gambling during the day until the last day we were there. I didn't even realize there were blackjack tables there. So I
Thank
was
God.
just in the pool.
Thank
Yeah,
God
I know.
you.
Exactly.
Thank God.
So it was all about like this one situation that happened. I had a 21, not a blackjack, but I pulled a 21, and the dealer's got a 4 showing, pulls over, turns over that 10. 14, and then just hits a 7.
But you're thinking, I'm looking real good.
Yeah, of course. When the dealer's showing a 14, you got 21.
Anyone would think, all right, I got this.
You're looking good. There's the 7. So we push.
And they have to hit on anything lower than 15, right?
No, it's 16. They got to hit. 17. They got to stay.
17. They stay, right?
So I go, you know something? Let's let it ride. So boom. I got a couple of kings out there. So now I'm holding a 20.
So on a push, you're now sitting pretty with a 20?
Now I'm sitting with a 20.
Oh, my God.
Dealer, another 21.
Oh, my God.
Pulls out 2 21s in a row and takes, and that was the way everything went.
How much did that cost you, that hand?
That was like a couple of grand.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that was a pretty good hand.
That's a tough way to lose right
there.
there.
The big hands, I was losing on all the big hands. When I pull back, I'd win a little bit here and there, but the big bets would take a dump. So, but it really it wasn't about the crazy gambling like it usually is when I go to any place with a casino.
Because you're in love.
Well, as Patrice says, JN.
JN was there, baby.
Was there, so.
And she sees some of that future money going out the window. She's like, is this necessary? See, back in the day, you gambled, you had nothing to live for.
Nothing to live for.
That's sort of what I was getting at, and Anthony doesn't want to show all his cards yet in front of the new lady.
He's just trying to hang in there. You have one last bit of Freon left in that air conditioning mind of yours. There's one last.
This is it for Anthony.
There's a screw left from back of the refrigerator when he used to fix the cooling system. You're just like, I'm not gonna. That whole saying, "Remember where you came from." That saying is stupid. It's based on, look, remember where you came from, so you don't have to ever go back there. It's not like remember
stay there.
So I can just, I grew up with roaches, so let me have a pet roach just so I can get down to earth. Yeah. Forget it.
Hey, did you run into Eddie, the coconut man?
No, I didn't go to that side of the beach. I stayed by the cove. The cove's got a great beach.
That was scumbag days. That was regular guy.
That's regular guy place.
This guy has been
a regular guy.
This guy has been making coconut drinks down there for who knows.
The beach at the cove there had to be 3 people on it, and it's all nice and sandy. They don't have like the big rocks like the other beach. The other beach sucked.
Yeah, I hated it
pretty much.
Beach. That's why I've never gone back. I think the place is amazing, but the beach sucks.
Now
I got to check out this new side.
That place is the place.
Fresh, like right out the ocean fish, all kind of crazy
good
stuff.
stuff.
Oh, yeah. Grouper
Great
fish.
food.
They got big grouper fish and grouper. Is it not grouper?
Yeah.
What's the one that they call the poor man's lobster? I don't know. Anyway. There's one. Anyway, they have those big giant the fish that look like Edward G. Robinson.
They look like Edward G. Robinson.
Those are groupers.
Those are groupers, right?
Yeah, they're just massive. They're as big as that couch.
Oh, they're crazy. But so you were just having.
You don't even know how they're still floating in the water.
Yeah, the restaurants are great. It was a good time, man. We
and
had
college girls aplenty, huh?
Oh, there were college girls that were celebrating their graduation by getting so intoxicated, it was hysterical to watch. They're all in their bikinis dancing with some of these Bahama girls that would, they were in bikinis with their big fat asses.
Some guy twirling a two-edged torch.
The DJ's
like Hawaii.
The DJ's spinning, and these girls
in the Caribbean.
Girls are drinking, and they're going to the bar. They keep going back and getting drinks that were just multicolored. Drinking green stuff, red stuff, blue stuff, and they're just slamming them and dancing on the couches and the tables and just getting hammered. I'm looking.
You and JN was just sitting there, just laughing at
just
the kids.
laughing, looking, going. They are going to be vomiting, projectile vomiting.
5
in like
years ago, he
2
looked at
hours.
that and was like, "Oh God, look at these young."
Well, that's right.
Now he's like, "Look at the crazy kids, right, boo?
Look at the boo."
No. That's what I said to Anthony in the office. I said 2 months ago you would have joined him. And now you're watching
sitting
from
on the
afar
beach with a martini bucket and 2 straws. The love martini bucket. Just looking at him, go, look at the children.
Yeah.
Jay.
What are they doing?
All right, listen, we got to take our first break.
Kids.
We'll talk more about the Bahamas, Atlantis. Yeah. Also, we got to talk about Imus messing up again.
Yeah.
So they're saying. We got the audio. We're going to play it.
This is just silly.
I think it's. I don't know I don't know what to think.
I don't know either.
We'll get into that after the break. And the great George Carlin died yesterday. And
you're kidding?
We're off the air the day George Carlin dies. Are you kidding me? He was a true friend of the show. We met him back at NEW, 8 years ago, something like that, and he did our show over the years. And he's just a great, great guy. Always interesting when he came in to talk to us. And he was just here a mere few months ago.
And regular news, I was talking to somebody in regular news. They was like, they're not covering his death enough.
Hell no, they're not.
But they are though.
Hell no, they're not. This Tim Russert, I'm sure he was a nice guy, but George Carlin was way bigger than Tim Russert
to us. But to the regular comedians are looked at as bums. And for him to even look, Richard Jenney didn't even get. I don't know if he was even on TMZ when he died. But let's be honest.
Don't compare George Carlin to
I'm not comparing George Carlin.
I mean, Richard Jenney to George Carlin.
I'm saying George Carlin, for the news to cover the way they did, even that was big for a comedian.
Yeah.
Dude,
for a comedian.
From a cultural standpoint, George Carlin was one of the biggest ever.
He's
the
my
crap he
second
did.
best ever. Him and Pryor, and that's it.
Oh, you have to go with the black guy first.
Comedy's dead now. Comedy's dead.
I said it yesterday. George Carlin was the greatest comedian I've ever seen live.
He was second.
Who did you see? You saw Pryor? I'm saying saw live in an audience.
Well, Pryor was sick by the time I could ever see him. I mean, he
was Carlin the greatest guy you saw live?
I never seen Carlin live either.
Okay. Who was the greatest comedian you ever saw live then?
Just laughing at Boy George having to clean up, and he's throwing the dirt at the camera people that are filming him.
Yeah, he's had it. Well, think about that, Patrice. We're going to go to.
Yeah, that's a good question.
We're going to talk about George Carlin all morning long as well. We got a clip here. Carlin on death. It's perfect for today.
Creepy.
You'd appreciate this. The Opie and Anthony show. Really quick, a little inside, but that's fine. I'll help out everyone. If you're writing instant feedback, we get so much instant feedback. We can only scan this stuff. So please, if you're writing into us, make sense. With that, I read this instant feedback.
Creepy.
He'd appreciate this. The Opie and Anthony Show. Really quick, a little inside, but that's fine. I'll help out everyone. If you're like writing instant feedback, we get so much instant feedback. We can only like scan this stuff. So please, if you're writing into us, make sense. With that, I read this instant feedback. Jesus Opie, Porsche? Does Victoria's Secret have a hooker aisle?
What does that mean, dummy?
What the F does that mean?
What does that mean, you idiot?
All I know is we were talking about Anthony's trip to Atlantis.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about George Carlin a little bit.
Yeah.
We were talking about Patrice and his great stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
And this comes in. What are you talking about?
People actually think they're making sense or that we're in on some inside joke that they're doing. I don't know what that means.
I have no idea. Phone number 877-212-ONA. So, Patrice, the greatest comedian you ever saw live. You were in the audience, or you're at the side of a stage, or you're waiting to go on after him or before him.
Why bother? Yakov Smirnoff. End the story.
The best comic I ever seen. This is a weird thing. Like for me, like I said, it's prior Carlin, and then people can fight for third.
Yeah.
The best live comic I ever seen was Dennis Wolfberg.
Oh God.
I know that sounds just ridiculous, but I used to work at a comedy club.
Yeah.
When I was coming up, and Dennis Wolfberg.
Yeah, sure.
I to this day, I never seen a better professional comedian. But
wow,
not anything in my heart, but just watching a guy work. That's what I'm saying. I know it's a big drop off from like the best. Like the best I've ever in my life. And the reason Carlin's 2 and Pryor, they're really 1 and 1A. You know what I mean? It's that Pryor, I thought he was godly funny, meaning if he was just God blessed funny.
He almost didn't need material. He could have just went up there.
He was humble. He just talked about things. He never was preachy. He was poignant without trying to be. Well, and Carlin was as good at communicating. Like anybody who can talk about not believing in God and deal with that uncomfortable. They were amazing, both the same in their certain way. But I just think Pryor was. If you could say, okay, that's what funny is, if you see it, that's Pryor.
You brought up a good point in there somewhere. There's a lot of comedians that aren't funny. They have a funny act, but they're not funny people. Richard Pryor was a funny person. George Carlin was a funny person. There are guys, and I'm not going to name names because that just wouldn't be
funny.
Wouldn't be cool.
But fun.
But we're lucky enough to get a lot of the comedians rolling through our studio, and there are a lot of them. Not a lot. There's a bunch of them that aren't funny. They have a funny act though. They have figured out how to get an hour, 45 minutes of stuff that when they're doing it on the stage, you look at that person and go, wow, that's a funny person. It's a funny act. As a person though, he's not funny.
Aren't funny. But
there's a lot. There's a bunch of them out there.
You're lucky enough to be around a lot of comics who are funny, and just because whether you think they're funny or not doesn't matter. Like there's some dudes that I don't think are funny, but I know they're funny dudes. Like funny is a part of their life. Like they love being around something that makes them they're fun.
Right.
Most of the guys, man, and a lot of comics just you go funny. This is not something you have to do. This is something you decided to do. And that's why bad comics make me sick, is because I never watched Pryor and I never watched Carlin. People go, did they influence you? I go, no. I didn't watch Carlin and Pryor and go, I can do that. I watched them and went, oh, my God, this is an amazing thing.
Yeah.
So I always said I would have did comedy with or without them because they didn't influence me to go – do that.
Sure.
So it's like these guys now, again, nameless, you just go, I'm just as funny as.
Well, what I hate, what I hate is if I go to Caroline's and I see someone that is coming through and it's been 6 months, 8 months, and they're doing word for word the exact same set they did the last time.
How can you do that?
They do it though. That's why I brought up seeing you to start this show today. It was amazing.
How can you?
Because it was a completely different set. Anthony, Who was the greatest comedian you ever saw live?
Ever saw live?
Not on TV. You're in the audience and you're just there.
Yeah, probably Carlin.
Carlin.
Back, at Westbury Music Fair back in Jesus Christ, probably 83 or something like that.
In the round.
Yeah, in the round.
George Carlin in the round with his old ass, looking at you every once in a while.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We got Mr. Imus in a bit of trouble this morning. Getting coverage all over the place, man. All over the place.
What do you think? Fired or so completely fired?
I don't know what to think of this one. I don't know. I don't know because I think the first time it screwed up, I still don't see it. Sorry, I don't. Yeah. They've been playing that clip all morning long. We're not allowed to play it on radio, even though we're trying to discuss this like a news station would discuss.
Yeah, they play it on the news.
But if we play it on our radio show, they'll dump out of it, and then we'll have to have a meeting. And who needs that when you want to get out of the city right after the show? But I don't know. I think this one, if he's explaining it one way, but I think this is worse. How can I explain this, Patrice? Help me out. Like he said, well, let's just play it. We'll start. All right. This is what Imus said yesterday.
Defensive back Adam Pac-Man Jones, recently signed by the Cowboys. Here's a guy suspended all of 2007 following the shooting at a Vegas nightclub.
Well, stuff happens. You're in a nightclub, for God's sake. What do you think's going to happen at a nightclub? People are drinking and doing drugs.
Yeah.
There are women there, and then people have guns. So anyway, go ahead.
Well, he's been arrested 6 times since being drafted by Tennessee in 2005.
What color is he?
He's African American.
Oh, well, okay, there you go. Okay. Now we know.
Well.
Well, there you go. Well, there you go.
Now, he's claiming that he said that because, they're arresting him a lot because he's black.
I think he's being sarcastic. I hear a lot of sarcasm, especially in that first part where he's talking about, what do you expect? You go into a club and people are drinking and there's girls there and guns, you're going to have shootings. What's the problem? Like he's doing this whole as a matter of factly kind of a, hey, yeah, the club? Well, of course, there's going to be gunfire. What are you, crazy? And then he goes into the thing, what color is he? He's black. Well, of course, sure he is. What? Like I catch a lot of sarcasm in what he's saying here. Well, I don't think it's going to be picked up like that, especially with the likes of Al Sharpton.
Right. Patrice?
I'm not sure, man.
I'm kind of there with you. I'm right in the middle.
Like,
you know what?
Like I've always the first thing I always do is put myself in a bad spot. I put myself in the spot of the dude that's not trying to get fired.
Right.
He's an old man trying his best not to get fired.
Right.
The old school incident, he was not an old man trying not to get fired. So he's probably not gonna make a racial. It's possible he was trying to say, well, they're bugging him because he's black. That could have been an indictment on society.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know that's going deep.
It's amazing. They're spinning it that way immediately. They've already put out a statement that said that's what he meant. It's
possible he's like, well, he's black and people are going to bother him because he's been arrested 6 times because he's a black guy that hangs out at bars and he's a professional athlete. They're bothering him. If I had said it, I don't know if that would have. They might have took it like that. But again, he has a history.
A history, yeah.
I say this. The Democratic nominee for president of the United States is a black man. So anything goes now. I'm just going to say whatever he wants. Screw it.
Here we go.
Whitey gets a pass.
And we're off. In this corner. And here we go. It only took 40 minutes today.
Kidding, come on.
You will be exhausted like I will.
No, I'm teasing, of course.
The point I guess I was trying to make, if with Imus's history, like Patrice said, why wouldn't you make that perfectly clear? Like, wouldn't you have a filter in your head the whole time? Like, oh my God, I almost got fired for being, a racist, blah, blah, blah. I just said this controversial thing. I know I meant because he's black.
Right.
he's getting arrested and they're bothering him a lot. Maybe I should tell people that after that statement.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, there you go.
Amos is not. Look, again,
I would have made it perfectly clear, is what
how
I'm
old is he,
saying.
80?
He's about George Carlin's
He's
age.
an old guy.
Yeah.
And another thing, this is all I'm saying is just like you have to believe that he's a complete liar to not accept anything. Because I can't believe he's dumb. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's an old man, and sometimes you ever have inner dialogue where you're just not listening to anything but yourself, and then you have a quiet conversation with yourself, and you're sitting there like the dude is reading the thing, and he's on, son, and then he goes, you get shot at them, because he goes, what's wrong with going to the thing there? And then he's like, in his mind, he's just still going, boy, was he in his mind? This is a question he asked himself. What color was he? What color is this guy? And evidently he don't know who the hell Pac-Man Jones is to even ask what color Pac-Man Jones is.
You know what? He knows who Pac-Man Jones is. Do you think Imus knows and knew he was black before he even asked that question?
He worked on a sports station for
I
way
know.
too long.
Was he in his mind? This is a question he asked himself. What color was he? What color is this guy? And evidently he don't know who the hell Pac-Man Jones is to even ask what color Pac-Man Jones is.
You know what? He knows who Pac-Man Jones is. Do you think Imus knows and knew he was black before he even asked that question?
He worked on a sports station for way too long not to pick up a thing
So
or two.
if he knew that Black Pac-Man Jones was
had
black,
to have known.
then there could be an issue. Well,
They had to have known. Because like us, I mean, you're reading the papers in the morning. So, I mean, if that was the story of the day, there's probably a picture of the guy.
him.
Come on.
I'm trying to figure out immediately how it can't be racist in certain situations.
Yeah. Kind of trying to...
And that's the thing about the damn president, again, why I want a black president, so that I can allow white people to have an opinion about a black president. Well, black presidential candidate. Right now, if white people have an opinion about him, I just immediately go, you're racist.
Well,
right.
Imus discussed this already on his show. We're getting the audio. So he discussed it, and he's moving on, but we'll play what he
Really?
What
He's
he
moving
meant.
on. Well, wow. A lot of balls there to just move on there, Mr. Imus.
Move on from this whole thing here.
Let's move on. I said I'm sorry. He apologized like a black woman.
No.
I said I was sorry.
We got Imus in the studio here.
What is what color is he?
Black.
Ah, that's right. He's a yeah. Gotta bleep myself because sometimes I say stupid things, and I get the all up my. So I gotta watch what I say.
Yeah.
Pac-Man.
Mr. Imus.
Pac-Man was yellow, not black. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Mr. Imus?
Yeah.
Reverend Al Sharpton's going to have a statement in the next couple of days. He's going to look into this latest faux pas.
He could kiss my black ass is what he could do. Yeah. Oh, shut up, jerk.
You don't have a black ass.
No, he does. Big fat ass. That's what I call him. At home with the doors shut. The lights out. Soundproof room. I have my room that I go into.
Is that known as...
It's the room that I just go into and scream that word over and over again.
Well, other people would call it a panic room. Sir.
It's completely soundproofed.
Yeah.
And after every day, I go in and just scream the word over and over again as loud as I can. Yeah.
In your panic room.
Yeah, a panic room.
Because if you said it in public, there'd be a lot of panic.
Yeah. I do call it the room, though.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just cleaning it up for you so you don't get in more trouble.
It's Imus. It's not Anthony. You can't get in trouble doing this voice.
You're speaking of characters.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty funny.
What?
Does my garage say Dead Pac-Man Storage? Because storing dead Pac-Man ain't my business, Jules.
Wow.
It's going to happen if my wife comes home. I'm going to get divorced.
Yeah.
I don't want to get divorced. You got to call some people.
You're on Pop Culture. A movie from what? How long ago was that movie? The Iron Man's on. Let it be known that the black man is feeding Imus some lines for this bit.
What?
Thank you.
No, it's fine. It's I'm quoting Pulp Fiction.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, baby. Take your foot off the... that Quentin. He uses that word a lot.
He likes that word.
Certainly does.
Jesus Christ. I think you like that word too, Mr. Imus.
Yeah, I love using it.
Yeah.
So I go into my panic room. It's a panic. Never invited anybody in there. And I yell that word so loud and so clear. And I have a few pictures up in there. Reverend Al.
Right.
Yeah, and I just yell at him all the time.
Mr. Imus, there's a great line coming in from Steve from Bayshore, but I'm too scared to even say it.
Really?
Because they're listening to us right now. But, you know, Pac-Man is a video game.
Yeah.
Old school video game. There might be another old school video game out there that we could reference with
Donkey Kong.
Well, I wasn't going to.
How's your Donkey Kong? I used to say that all the time. How's your Donkey Kong?
Right.
Yeah. I did hear that Reverend Al is very upset with me, and he's going to be throwing barrels at me.
No, he's not. That's not what he does.
No?
Do.
Sorry. I apologize for that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I said that. Come on. There's some coming in that is just completely off limits. God, I hope Obama wins. I can say all this stuff. Free reign? What do you think?
Not at all.
No, not at all. No. You don't see those mainstream media using the N-word.
Oh my God! What are you
going back to just saying it instead of saying the N-word?
Hell no!
It'd be much worse.
All right, listen, we got to take another break.
Much worse.
Yeah, we're gonna get the Imus explanation after the break.
Yeah.
We got Patrice O'Neill sitting in for Jim Norton today. You promoting anything there?
I'll be at the Houston Improv on July 4th, 5th, and 6th.
You're doing the improv tour.
Houston, Texas?
Houston, Texas.
Be careful. They don't like Down there.
What, they don't like Pac-Mans?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry I said that. I apologize that I said that.
All right, we're going to go to...
On
this Two for Tuesday.
Ugh. Twofers.
We got a twofer from the Black Crowes on your home of rock and roll. Ah, shut up. 877-212-0-A. It's the Opie and Anthony Show. Getting back into it. Took yesterday off. All hell broke loose because we took a day off, by the way.
What happened?
They're bitching and complaining everywhere.
Why? Jesus.
Because we took a day off.
Oh, perish the thought. You take a day.
You know, as far as the radio show goes, we don't take a lot of time off.
Not as much as other radio shows.
I can't tell you how many times over the years management has actually come to us and went, you guys need to, take some vacation time.
Yeah. Take some days.
I think officially we get anywhere between 4 and 6 weeks a year off. I think it's close to 6 weeks.
I remember the time the boss told us to take 2 years off.
I think that's why we don't take a lot of time off in general.
Yeah, we're afraid.
If we're away from the studio too long, we just assume they're, hosing the area down and getting it ready for the next morning's do.
Slappy and Wappy show.
So relax, we're back. But next week we won't be. Next week we got a short week.
What?
Oh, we're heading toward the 4th of July weekend, my friend.
That's true. Yes.
And see, we're smart because they're giving us the 4th off. Mm-hmm. So then we're taking only a couple days around that, and then we still can take a real vacation later this summer.
Yeah. See, we just take a few days.
Right.
It's not a vacation, it's a few days.
Officially, we're taking 2 days off next week, but that means we're missing 3 shows.
Right. Hey, it's summer. Leave us alone.
Exactly. Yesterday, though, not yesterday, Friday, was almost the end of the Opie and Anthony show.
What happened?
Well, you left early.
All right.
To catch a plane. What are you laughing at, Patrice?
The setup made me laugh.
What?
I'm just waiting for what y'all got to say.
Yeah. Well, Anthony left early. He had to catch a flight to Atlantis.
Mm-hmm.
And we had Tippy Tom, our homeless friend.
Oh, what did he say now?
Huh?
This is
He didn't say
awful.
anything.
It was awful.
And he wasn't the homeless guy that got us in trouble. That was homeless Charlie, who I think the government killed because we haven't seen him since.
That's true.
We haven't seen homeless Charlie since. We saw him one day. He was a huge fan of the show. We've never talked about this. Let's talk about this for a second.
He's walking around. I know he's doing.
Dude, homeless Charlie.
Last time you seen him, an Indian threw a water fountain through a window and was running down.
Yeah. Let me set this up though. Homeless Charlie all of a sudden met us outside XM. He was cracking us up. Huge fan of the show, even though he was homeless. He comes up and he gives us an hour of amazing radio. Some people were saying he was like the homeless version of Richard Pryor. The guy had wit and he was quick and he was just da.
Yeah.
He said some crazy things that got us suspended for 30 days.
Mm-hmm. He made some type of sexual threats against certain female world leaders and dignitaries.
And stupid us, we thought that we can't possibly get in trouble for this. It's the rantings of a madman.
Rantings of a homeless guy. Why couldn't you just let this guy go off and give people a little window inside of what goes on in a homeless guy's mind?
And we assumed everyone would understand that, but of course they don't understand that because they're just out there, these breitbarts.
Our assumptions stink.
And the rest of them, Politico. Politico's the new one that got Imus all this attention today. They saw it a different way, and they tried to get us fired, and thank God we didn't get fired, but we did get suspended for 30 days. The point being, though, homeless Charlie, huge fan of the show, we haven't seen him since, so I'm starting to think the CIA kind of took him out.
You think that's what happened?
Yeah, I think he's...
Oh, they cut out his brain!
I have no idea what happened to homeless Charlie. We haven't seen him since. No one has seen him since. I just need to know the guy is still out there being homeless and stuff.
Maybe the government relocated him.
You think that's what...
It was the part of the relocation program. A black van just pulled up. They threw him in and speeds off. Never seen or heard from again.
By the way, who is who is working the filler clips at XM today?
That'd be Butcher.
Oh, boy.
Butcher, you are so fired. You are so fired.
Oh, boy. What did he do?
And Steve, you are a dummy.
Oh, boy.
Because what I'm setting up here is a clip that they just played over at XM as filler. Why would they throw that in as filler? Why would they throw that in as filler?
Oh.
I just need people around me that understand how radio works. We're going to be replaying this today, you dummies.
What was it?
So now I apologize to the XMers, because we have to play this
They
again.
just heard it?
They just heard it. Oh, my God, we got dummies that work for us.
What is it? Like, how did they know?
Why would you just... This is way too inside, trust.
Oh, boy.
This is like Radio 101. Radio 101 crap. You just don't throw this like this radio gold out there while we're in a commercial break on regular radio. There's a whole thing that comes with it. We got Anthony back in studio for the first time since we did that.
Oh, so they played that?
Yes! Stunt Brain, how long have you been working in radio?
Christ.
Help me out here, because people are sick of me bitching and complaining, but
20 years.
Radio 101.
Yeah. It's obvious what happened Friday was going to be replayed and relived when Anthony returned.
Right.
Because we had, I even read the emails saying that it's going to be replayed.
And you saw some new equipment in the studio.
Yes, I'm very happy to have.
We're still setting it up for the people that haven't heard it.
Yeah.
So where's Steve? Why would Steve allow this to happen?
My prediction, Steve blames the entire thing on Butcher.
But he's the executive producer.
Yeah, but
Steve, why is Butcher playing what we're about to play here with Anthony in the studio?
I completely agree with you, and we've had a system in place for months. Why that system can't function, I don't
Get him off the board. I'm dead serious.
I understand. And
have him make fucking coffee.
Oh, geez. What? Oh, the language.
Have him make coffee.
Fine.
We need someone that understands the basic ABCs of radio.
We've even got
We're in the radio battle of our lives.
Oh, we've got fail-safes in place. The fail-safes aren't paying attention, and I'm looking at the fail-safe right now. Why?
Tell him to take a cooking class. He can make breakfast for us every morning.
Oh,
we'll get some hot plates, and he can make omelets. Holy!
It'll get done.
We have 20 guys working behind the scenes. Get one that understands what we're about.
It'll get done.
Stunt Brain is shaking his head. He understands exactly what I'm talking about.
It shouldn't have been played. It shouldn't have been played.
You don't just throw that crap out there like, oh, here it is, blah.
No.
So I apologize to the X-Hammers, but I got to go down this road. I have to do this, even though you just heard this. But at least now you'll get a little something because Anthony's back and he could comment.
Yeah.
Get him off the board.
Yep.
I'm serious. If he's just throwing that crap in there, he doesn't know what he's doing. Sorry, Butcher. You don't know what you're doing. You work hard, but you don't know what you're doing. Anyway, Anthony left early.
Yep. And I was listening.
And Tippy Tom was in studio. And I was thinking that, that it would be fun to have Tippy Tom sit where Anthony sits.
I was listening to the show, and I knew that was going to happen. At first, you invited Tippy Tom to sit somewhere else. So, Tom, why don't you sit? Oh, I heard you go, Tom, why don't you take a seat? And then you said on the bleachers, in the middle of the bleachers.
Right.
Because we have a live audience over there.
Right.
And it was packed, and Tippy Tom smells pretty bad. And it was upsetting to the people, so it's funny to us. But at that point, I thought you were going to tell him to sit in my chair. So I'm listening, going, oh, whew, okay, skated that time. Then I heard, oh, wait a minute, I got an idea or something, and I knew it was coming. I went, oh no, here's where they put a stinky homeless guy, and I can't describe the smell, people. You can't. You ever walk by? You're walking down a sidewalk, and there's bushes on the side, and you know that there's a dead animal in those bushes because it's that pungent smell of death. That's what Tom smells like on a good day. And I knew he was going to sit that funky ass down in my chair and then start fumbling with my accoutrement.
Well, what describes the smell perfectly is the fact that, like you said, we have bleachers, and we had a full house. We had standing room only. There was 20, 30 people standing around. Where Tom was sitting on the bleachers, people refused to sit in that section of the bleachers.
Yeah.
So, there was easily 10 to 12 spots that people could have been sitting
But they chose not to because the smell was that bad.
He has a smell force field around him.
Right.
That no one can penetrate.
We can put a picture up of Tippy Tom on ONARadio.com. You could smell him by just looking at the picture.
Yeah.
It's there. You took it on Friday. It's in Opie's eye, but I'll move it.
All right, very good. So anyway, I decided that Tippy needed to sit in Anthony's chair because Anthony, went home early.
Yeah.
And, Tippy Tom's disgusting, but Anthony really finds him disgusting.
I don't like him getting closer than probably 15 feet to me.
Right.
If he gets within that 15-foot range, I scream. I tell Keith to move him. I get him out of the way. I get up and move. I don't like him being around me because the smell. And you know something? I'm not a fan of things like head lice, rickets,
emphysema,
whatever else he's got, shingles,
the ninja.
The ninja.
He might have the ninja.
He might have the ninja.
He says he doesn't have the ninja, but yeah. But anyway, here's the moment where we decided to have Tippy Tom sit in Anthony's chair, and by the reaction, you can tell that this is not a good idea.
And also,
if you know the show, and if you know Anthony, you know this was not a good idea.
And I'm listening, and it's really a horrible feeling to listen to this and be powerless to do anything about it. Like I wasn't in the studio. I'm in my vehicle. I'm driving, listening, and horrified that this is going on.
Even when Tippy Tom comes in this huge studio we're broadcasting from now, Anthony will run all the way over to where E-Rock sits. He just doesn't want anything to do with Tippy Tom. So for Tippy Tom sitting in his chair, not good.
Just him sitting in the chair would have been the worst thing ever. And then it just got progressively worse.
I got an idea, Tippy.
How you doing?
I got this idea. It might be a little crazy. I don't know. But Anthony had to leave the show early today. He's going down to the Bahamas with Phil Nicolini.
Oh, that's good news.
Why don't you come on in here, Tippy?
Goddamn, Tom. He's so upbeat. Poor bastard. That's good news.
That's good news. It might be a little crazy. I don't know. But Anthony had to leave the show early today. He's going down to the Bahamas with Phil Nicolini.
Oh, that's good news.
Why don't you come on in here, Tippy? Come on in, Tippy.
Listen to the effing crowd.
Oh, Tippy is a man. Tippy, I want you. This is great news. I want you to sit. I want you to sit in Anthony's chair. Yeah, the big, comfy chair. Make yourself comfortable, Tippy.
I feel like talking.
Let's hear it for Tippy Tom sitting in Anthony's chair.
Yeah.
There you go.
Anthony.
It's the Tippy.
Cleaned up just for you.
Tippy, it's the Opie and Tippy Tom show. Beautiful. Here you go. There's your mic. Why don't you try out some of the equipment? Yeah, Tippy.
Here's my new song.
Wait, play that whistle for everybody.
Okay, hold on. Let me get it right.
There you go.
And my whistle.
There you go. Tippy Tom. Sitting in Anthony's seat. By the way, the video's up on YouTube. Sam got it up there this morning. The search is Tippy Tom sits in Anthony's chair. I believe we'll link it to ONARadio.com as well.
You know it's been in his mouth? And he's playing my friggin' slide whistle.
Yeah. And you're listening to this in your car, right?
Yeah, again,
had to be losing
powerless.
your mind.
I was going crazy and powerless to do anything about it.
Yeah.
He is such a disturbing individual to have around you. The smell, the sights, knowing that he's constantly reaching and grabbing at himself through those disgusting underwear. And there he is, touching all my stuff. Ugh.
And Anthony finally had it, and he decided to call into the show.
I had to.
Hi, who's this?
We had Tippy Tom answer the phone.
That animal out of my...
No!
The
animal's not here now.
I will not I will never use any of those things again. I want everything disinfected, the entire side of the studio, and I will not sit in that chair. I will
You're out of business now, buddy. You're fired.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
What I don't understand is why you ain't playing no rock and roll around
I
here.
knew this was going to happen, too. I knew it. The second I left, I'm like, why haven't they sat him in my seat? I know these are going to do that.
He's having a ball over there. He's touching everything.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. How was a guy like that homeless, man, with the wit he has?
Yeah, that's wit. And he's got other stuff that rhymes with wit in his pants. That's why he's homeless.
Look how homeless he looks in your chair. Look how homeless he looks in your chair. That's
He's
the
so
only way to
poor
describe
and
it.
so homeless.
Get some of these pictures up on onaradio.com for the folks.
He's just a piece of wit.
He certainly is.
And then it continued.
Tom, don't put your mic. Your mouth is not far. You have to move your mouth
Yeah, you
closer to
gotta
the
get
microphone.
closer to the mic so he can hear you.
Get closer to the mic, Tom. He can't hear you.
I got the headphones on.
No, but get closer to
the change.
His lips are touching it.
Now I know everything I can't use anymore. The mic, I'm taking the mic off and throwing it in the garbage.
Is your name Mike?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Where you been, Mike?
You're in think bomb.
You might think about getting rid of the chair, too.
You starting to piss me off, Mike.
Yeah. Why don't you
When I get pissed off, I turn into the Hulk. And I swear to God,
Yeah.
I will come after
He
you.
is turning into the Hulk. Look at his legs are green. Well, have fun with Tippy Tom. I'm going to go to the Bahamas.
Hey, Tom.
Oh,
And throw away everything in that studio.
can I go?
Hey, you want to go to the Bahamas with me?
Yeah, why not?
Wouldn't that be great? I could just ditch him there and have him swim back.
And you get to enjoy my company.
Hey, Tom.
He is a funny guy.
Just sitting in your chair doing it, man. Look at him. He looks very comfortable.
Oh, look at him. Yeah. Fantastic.
He knows his way around a microphone. And he's just touching your slide with all your toys.
I know.
I think we got the megaphone here, too. We got one more clip to play.
You have to adjust the Pal Talk cameras with that handle right there, because nobody can see.
Wait a minute, leave my spray alone.
No, get rid of that.
Every time he touched something, the audience groaned because they just know how you are.
Yeah.
You know, we don't like dirty, filthy, homeless people to begin with, but you really don't like them.
Mm-hmm.
Right there, because nobody can see.
Wait a minute, leave my spray alone.
No, get rid of that. He's even touching the scent things.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
Oh, what's this for here?
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Somehow his sound effects are very appropriate.
That was Rocky Picture Horror Show.
Well, have fun.
Rocky Picture Horror Show.
I gotta go.
Where you going?
Rocky Picture Horror Show.
Why you going? Why you going?
So, thank you.
Yeah.
There you go. There's
Well, I
Anthony
tell
on his
you
way to
what.
the Bahamas. And that's how it went down.
Rocky Picture Horror Show. What's wrong with him? It's great. He's disgusting and fantastic.
I saw that the boys got you all new toys, and they were waiting for you as soon as you got in today. They were still in their boxes just to prove that they were brand new.
New wacky horn, a much better slide whistle. See?
That one sucks.
No. Look. This is the universal sound of, I like it.
It's more Brady Bunch.
Yeah? Oh, let me see. I can't go fast. It needs some grease. Needs a little Earl.
Needs a little lube. Gotta lube up your whistle.
Gotta lube up my whistle. New bell?
Let's say hi to Tara in Jersey. Tara, what's up?
OMG. Oh, my God. I can't even, you guys answer on the phone. I can't even talk. I need your help.
Why?
Yeah?
I have a lot of men problems, and I can't even believe I'm on the freaking radio. I actually never called you guys ever, and the first time I got through. I've been drinking Heineken since late night.
Oh.
Tastes better. Yeah.
Don't you have work today?
Yeah, I do. But that's not until later. Yeah, I have a job.
You've been up all night drinking Heinekens?
Yeah, I guess for a bit, and now I'm calling you guys.
All right. What seems to be the problem?
A woman?
Maybe. It would have to be, like I said,
my
the right one.
God.
I'm not just going to grab any sister and throw her in bed and think she's hot.
But you don't find them hot whatsoever. I walk down the streets of New York here, and you see like a beautiful black woman coming at you. I'm dying.
You don't even have to explain. Look, Mexicans aren't my favorite looking women. Like a classic Mexican girl that's short, blocky build. But but there's like Penelope Cruz or one of them. If you see a beautiful whatever they are, that's a sexy woman. What are you talking
that's what
about?
I said.
No, you didn't.
I said that in the right circumstance. You can't just throw any black woman at me and say,
there is no circumstance.
that's not like that basketball player. Well, I wouldn't touch her.
You are sickening.
That's not sickening. I don't find her attractive.
And you're pure. A pure racist.
So are you.
But I'll sleep with a white woman.
And
I'll
that's
sleep
out
with her,
of
and
a
then
racist.
I treat her like a white woman.
That's a racist
Beat it,
power
cracker.
trip thing. Yeah,
Beat it.
exactly.
Out you go, and tell the white slave master thank you for his wife. But other than that, tell the man thank you. But you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, I don't.
You
really
got
are.
to be kidding
Your
me.
racist goes pretty deep.
It's not. It doesn't have to do with racism.
Yeah, I think it does. There are a lot of black women out there.
Majority of Asian women I don't find attractive.
But that's not the point.
I just don't.
I understand what you're saying. They usually got flat booties, usually got funny looking whatever. They're not sexy. That accent isn't sexy.
But I'm not saying there
but
aren't
if you
some
see
that
one,
are.
Lucy Liu,
Right.
you gotta go for it.
Right. That's the 1 in a million shot, though. Come on.
There's 7 billion of them. There's not Lucy Liu is just the one special case. Stop. You're not talking like a dude.
Wait,
I'm talking like a dude.
You're not talking like a dude.
Hold on, Pierce Mark from Whackbag. He writes, Anthony's color cutoff is beige. Where is your color cutoff? Because my color cutoff is black as night, or black as like Patrice's shirt right there. That would be my color cutoff right there.
Really?
And I don't even like that
shirt.
I'm wearing a black T-shirt.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That would scare me.
But there are no black women in this country this black.
Right.
That is a special kind
I
of
saw them in the Bahamas. In the Bahamas, I saw some black women.
Not as black as this.
I mean, literally.
That's my color cutoff, though. Like your skin color, Patrice. If that skin color was on a woman, I'd be all right with that. But if the skin color was as dark as a shirt, then you've lost me.
He's got jungle fever.
Oh, dude,
that's not jungle fever, though.
Sure
That's
it is.
dudeness.
Yeah,
Dudeness.
No, but Anthony's sort of onto something, because when I was living in Buffalo, I went through a stage where I was hanging out in some of the black clubs because I really wanted to bang a black
club.
Fetish.
And they used to laugh at me.
Different categories. You had a fetish at the time.
Maybe it's more of a fetish, but they laughed at me. They thought, "Oh, look at this silly white boy trying to get some action in this place."
You're just not allowed to say.
I like to judge my tale by the content of their character.
Where's your color cutoff? Seriously,
my color cutoff.
That's a great question.
No one says that though, Opie. This is.
And where's your color cutoff? Like albino white?
I don't like.
Where would it scare you?
Those pasty white girls. Are not attractive, but like,
hold on.
a couple of pasty white girls
here,
but
hold
you
on.
pop them.
But I do want to say the other side of it. What you're saying, pasty white, is my color cut off the other way. Absolutely.
No, see, I don't mind pasty white girls.
Nope. That's too far the other way from me.
I'm gonna call Schindler. What's his his number?
Anthony.
What Schindler?
One is alive. Jesus, is it safe? Why don't you just drill my live tooth? You piece of garbage. You're awful.
No, I
am not that far gone.
What's your color cutoff, though? That's a great question.
But like I said, I would, back in the day over at NEW, I'd have thrown Francina banging.
Back in the day, Anthony.
So that's my color cutoff.
2008 color cutoff.
Like how
far?
Doing her a favor when
it would have been.
It's
I'm
not
good.
a favor.
Yeah, that's more like a favor crap. Like, let's say you're still single. Where's your color cut off? Just getting action, not even going out
Well,
with
you
them. 'cause
see,
God, that
Candace Parker. Candace Parker's nearly white.
I would That's easy. That's an easy one.
A tan white
good
woman
tan.
is better than he wants a white woman that tans to the level of a black woman.
Would Hallie?
Oh yeah. Okay, then let me grab one of them freckle-faced black girls.
They're cute, aren't they?
No,
you don't like freckle face.
That looks odd.
And Halle Berry is.
Don't give me the Halle Berry crap. That bitch is so old now, she don't look good anymore.
But I'm not even.
Stop it
I'm
with
not,
the Halle Berry.
I'm not saying Halle Berry.
Can white people find another hot black chick to talk
Anthony,
about besides Halle Berry?
I'm talking about her
that's
color.
the innate racism in this
No,
country.
it's not. She's just
that
not.
Halle is the one that has to be
That's what they
beautiful.
got to put her up on the
How about
pedestal.
Naomi Campbell, would you?
Naomi Campbell?
That's getting a little.
Why'd you repeat it?
That's getting too.
Anthony's racism is starting to bother him because Naomi.
I'm like, no, not Naomi Campbell.
I've never found her
How
attractive.
about Tyra?
Tyra in her day was pretty hot.
And if she didn't have to talk, right there.
And
So
you
would.
Anthony, what I meant by Halle Berry was her color. I'm looking for your color cutoff. Would she have to be lighter than Halle Berry? That's all.
Halle Berry isn't all that
a,
light.
She's a good reference point.
Halle
she's
Berry.
They get a lot darker than
Halle
that.
Berry's a darky to
I'm just saying she's not the antithesis of the light-skinned black woman.
Look at how light she is. Look at this bitch. She looks white in this picture.
His reaction is the same as just said Florence from the Jeffersons. You're a
Florida.
disgusting
I like
racist.
Florida Evans.
Look, the picture we got of Halle Berry up on the screen. Listen to me. The picture we got up of Halle Berry on the screen, she's walking next to a white dude. She's barely darker than the white dude.
Oh, look at that after
Barely.
the pregnancy. Look at those juicy things right there. Are you not well?
I'm fine.
There
are just women that I don't find attractive based on certain things.
On their race.
Some races,
A hot girl is a hot girl.
A hot girl's a hot girl. Find me a hot Eskimo. Find me a hot Eskimo.
I guarantee you there's a hot Eskimo.
All right.
Where?
Find a hot Eskimo.
Somewhere with her head sticking out of a blowhole.
All right,
not knowing she's that gorgeous.
Blubber.
That's the bit. Find me a hot Eskimo.
Find a hot Eskimo.
Anthony might have got you there. That's gonna be a rough.
But they're one of
Anthony, you walk down the streets here in Manhattan.
It's a melting pot out there.
But you've never turned your head because a black woman walked by and you went, "Wow."
No.
Sure, I have.
All right looking white woman or stunning dark skinned woman.
I got to go with the white chick.
There you go.
Sorry. Who's that? Oh, is that? Who is she? She's the daughter.
Stacey Dash, and she's 42. She's delicious.
She's the daughter from Lethal Weapon?
The daughter from Lethal Weapon, and they all look alike.
Yeah, see? No,
isn't that the one from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Yeah, that's
Wow.
I thought the daughter from Lethal Weapon was hot.
She was 4.
No.
Hey, someone had a great line of instant feedback. Their color cutoff was, I can't give you credit because it's long gone, but they said plum.
Plum?
Their color cutoff.
This is bothering me.
He's honest.
Dudes
honest.
just like
not dudes.
Do you watch black porn at all?
No, it disturbs me. Not for black on black is fine. Black on black porn is fine.
The slavery revenge.
I don't like that whole. Yeah, that's a little much.
I don't know the word for you.
All right, hold on. We got Malik. Malik from Asbury Park.
We talked to Malik a lot.
Yeah, Malik, what's up?
What's up, fellas? What's up, Patrice?
What's up?
So, man, I feel what you're saying, P.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel what Anthony's saying, too, because I don't think Jill Nicolini are that sweet. I think Angela Bassett better looking than Jill Nicolini.
Angela Bassett? Get out of here.
Angela Bassett is a sexy woman, man.
No.
But see, the point is...
Angela Bassett is not a sexy woman.
Put up Angela Bassett.
The point is that you would still... Dudes do this.
Mm-hmm.
Like me and my friend of mine, Will, we talk about that. He goes, how about this one here? I go, eh. And he goes, would you hit it? And then I go, that's not the point.
See, Patrice...
That's not the point.
You're hitting anything.
That's not true.
Angela Bassett.
Look at Angela Bassett. You know what that would look like? She takes that top off.
She stinks. Just two white guys.
No,
don't
put me in his category. I'm in my own category.
Doesn't stink.
She takes that top off, and they are sinking down to her goddamn belly button.
Well, but you wouldn't. You would say no to that?
To Angela Bassett?
I'm not talking
Hell
about
yeah.
dating her and
Not
loving
even
her.
a
Go back to that picture. She's got the saggy small boob disease.
I wouldn't be able to even.
Saggy small boob disease.
I wouldn't be able to even want to undress her.
You're not well.
No way.
Tracy Bingham.
What?
Tracy Bingham.
Yeah,
Who's that?
That's a black girl for you.
Who's she?
Tracy Bingham.
Lord London.
Show me. I need pictures. I don't know names.
You're not going to convince Anthony because he has to, go to Thanksgiving with his family.
At least he admits
This is what this is about. Who you kidding?
At least he admits
Heard you on the radio. Didn't we teach you well?
At least he
What's wrong with you?
Where is she?
Right here.
Hey, Ant, what about Lord London?
Tracy Bingham. You like that? She's from Baywatch. She's a white acceptable black
I'm looking
woman.
at that. Her face is a little weird.
As long as she doesn't talk. Another one of those broads as long as she doesn't talk because she's got that.
I need a full. Give me a full shot
Give me
there,
another picture.
Iraq. If you got a better shot, a little full body, maybe making a different face.
There you go.
She's buxom.
There you go. Why wouldn't
She's a
you?
buxom broad.
Why wouldn't you if you were single? Seriously, Ant,
That's
come
what
on.
I'm saying.
What's wrong with you?
I didn't say.
That's a metrosexual.
I wouldn't. No, you're turning this into gayness.
He's a metro. I don't want to say you're gay because you're not gay.
They say metrosexual is not a gay thing.
You're something. I don't know what's wrong with you.
There's
You're the type
nothing
of-
wrong
you're the type
with
of-
me.
You're the type of guy that goes ew, like. Ew. Only a guy that would go ew could possibly go. I don't sleep with certain races.
I wouldn't. I don't sleep with certain races. Now, who's that?
Yeah, but Alicia Keys.
Alicia Keys has a weird body, but
excuse me. This is
but
the
she's
problem
very light.
we're having.
She's got a big butt.
She talks like a sister.
No
Her
black guy
butt is
says
too
that
big.
as an insult. Like that's where
Right.
it is. We just really on that because I don't like that skinny. I think models are gross. Like model bodies make us. They sicken me.
yeah.
Tall, skinny white girls.
See,
I think they look like
That's where
boys.
black guys and
And
white
it
guys
stinks.
definitely are think differently,
Yep.
man.
Giselle Bundchen.
No, I've been with
See,
you.
that's crazy.
Patrice,
You're
I've been
talking crazy now.
I'm not talking crazy. I would
crazy.
put it this way. Has nothing to do with me sleeping with her, but looking at her, I go, I don't go, ooh. I go, ooh, it's
Really?
Stacey Dash, but Giselle Bundchen,
There's hotter models.
what name on that you thought was hot? Cindy Crawford, all those white girls
Well,
that
back
are
in the
supposed to be
day,
beautiful.
Cindy Crawford, yes.
I would, but
I don't know their names. There's a Victoria's Secret model right now that's ridiculous.
The one with the dark hair and the
Yes.
big, stunning blue eyes and
Yes,
stuff.
whatever her name.
Yeah,
is.
whatever her
I don't
name
know
is.
her name though. She's way better looking.
She's the
than
one they
Giselle.
feature all the time
Giselle.
in the commercials.
Yeah,
She's the one like they really focus on a lot more.
ridiculous.
Yeah, she is ridiculous.
White guys, black guys with the ass.
Who is this girl you talking about?
We're gonna get a picture, but let me make my point. The white guy, black guy looking at the ass thing, they're completely two different.
Like for you to say Alicia Keys, too much booty.
Her booty is way too big.
sacrilegious. Anywhere above 119th Street, you can't say that.
Patrice, I'm not saying I'm right, but you guys definitely think differently when it comes to that
Oh,
stuff.
because I think
You like
white
the
guys-
big booty.
I
That
think
big
white
booty
guys
scares
think
a white
of
guy.
big booties that has nothing to do with the actual.
And Patrice, I'm with you. Hold on.
insertions, or I don't know what you would call it, but the actual places where things go has nothing
Patrice.
to do with the size of the butt cheek.
Patrice, that's fine, but we're not
Little
for the
baby
most part.
butt cheeks.
For the most part, white guys don't like a flat ass either. We want a.
You do.
No, we want a shapely ass. We just don't want it.
If you think these models are sexy, you want a flat ass.
No, they got nice little butts.
Say it again.
They got nice little butts.
There you go. Good job.
I've seen these women that walk around, black women with giant asses. That's a shelf on the back, and I see black guys go, "God damn, that's hot! Oh, God damn, look at that ass!"
But
and I'm
you
looking,
look
going,
at you look
"I'm
at
disgusted."
Two lima beans and go, she's hot.
Yeah, that's where we're not going to. We're never going to agree on
agree
that
to
point.
disagree.
Yeah, I understand.
Because those
that.
fat asses
You listen,
disgust me.
You can't. Ass is not sexy if you can hold it the same way you check to see if bread's done.
Yeah.
If you go, okay, this almost.
I don't want an ass that looks like she's been sitting in a gravel driveway and got up and wiped it off. That's what all that cellulite and.
It's not like your racism and making you make things up.
No, big fat asses get the puckers in them.
Yeah, pucker.
You don't want some puckered
What is that? What is who's
That's nice.
All right, who's that?
That's a nice ass.
That's Danny's ass. Oh my God.
Oh,
Mine can't rival that. That's actually a chick. I don't know where she came from, but her name is Kira Augustina.
She's not white.
I don't know what she is, but she's the most perfectest thing I've ever seen in my
And
life.
show a picture of her. I'm sure Anthony wouldn't sleep with her because she's a little too dark.
Come on. I got to see what she looks like.
I'm
I'm visually stimulated.
And look, we said that's a nice ass, Patrice, and that wasn't a skinny little flat ass.
I'm very visually.
He didn't say it was nice.
I need visual. I need
Anthony
an
didn't say it was nice,
attractive
by the way.
visual stimulation.
See, now that you know she's white, you're going to go, okay, that was a
No,
nice
this girl
ass.
here?
That's the same girl, right?
The girls that Booty was attached to.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, just...
See, Ann wasn't ready to say that was a nice ass until he knew it was attached to a white woman.
No,
Yes, you
of
said
course
you
I
needed
thought
to-
it was a nice ass. But I wanted to see. I wanted to see what she looked like.
It's not unacceptable as a racist. It's unacceptable as a dude.
I have to transcend.
You can listen. You can be like your bleep button. You can go. I don't find attractive, but I'd sleep with. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's go to Liz in
Wow,
Jersey.
that's interesting.
Liz, how are you?
Mm.
Hey, what's up?
What's
Hey.
up?
Hey, Anthony likes women that he can make blush.
There you go. That's his color cutoff. If
That's my color cutoff. If they can't blush,
then no way, right? All right, thank you.
That's awful.
We have to take a break.
Well, at least thank God you're not saying that exactly. You're a reasonable white guy. You're just an unreasonable racist.
No. I find certain things attractive and certain things I don't find
God, that
attractive,
bothers me.
and I need
I don't
to look
mind
at
you
something.
being racist. It's just
you
like, this is
you
dude
seem to
code.
be
This
a
is
guy.
dude code.
You seem to be a guy that could jump on a girl, and you don't need to look at the girl and be visually excited by what you see.
That's what Patrice is saying.
Beautiful girl is a beautiful girl.
Yeah.
No, I need my cutoff point
Why did
of
you
being
cut-
visually
he's
stimulated
not
is
acknowledging
different.
what I'm saying.
I
Any beautiful girl is a beautiful girl, no matter what
But
race she is.
your window of beauty is a lot bigger than mine is.
That's
All right, would you sleep with this girl right here?
Who
What's
is
her name?
she?
She's beautiful.
that's
That girl is beautiful.
that's Megan Good.
Nice see-through
Now,
black
delicious
top she's
little
got
Megan
on.
Good.
Where'd she
nothing-
come from?
What do you mean? Where she come?
Stomp the yard.
Ethiopia.
Stomp the Yard.
Ethiopia.
The chick from Stomp the
No,
Yard.
she's very cute.
Will you have sex with her? Be honest.
Yeah, I'd throw her a banging.
As a favor to her. Like this is what I'm saying.
Don't put
Here you go.
conditions on this.
Here you go, Niglet. Take some of this Master's sweet something. Are you out of your mind?
Today's your lucky day,
lucky,
sweetie.
lucky you, doggy.
I did not
And then you can
say
clean
that.
my house right afterwards.
Pleasure for
I heard
me.
you guys like
Have sex
frying
with you.
chicken.
Oh my God!
Don't be in my kitchen frying chicken.
Listen to this idiot. You guys are pussies. I'm pretty much on Patrice's side, you ass.
Thank you, whoever wrote that, because it doesn't.
No,
doesn't
I'm on
sound
your
right.
side.
You're there, except for you still got white guy disease, but you're there as a dude.
I would even have sex with a girl as black as your T-shirt for the story.
He's a dude.
the
See, I'll
story.
take
But I
your
would.
racism.
But I
it's
would.
just dude code. You don't say yuck to a race in terms of having sex.
I wasn't. I looked at that one girl there. She looks cute.
Not convincing. There's something going on in your head, Aunt.
No, it's
You got some-
attractive at all. I need to look at something and be visually stimulated by it.
Yeah, and some of these black girls will do that. I'm thinking.
Some.
Okay.
All right, I'll give you some.
Look at this little delicious thing. What you doing her a big favor?